Hi, welcome to the ManageEngine Key Manager Plus demo. In this video, we'll explore how to manage the complete life cycle of SSL certificates and SSH keys using Key Manager Plus. This walkthrough will guide you on how to centrally discover, consolidate, deploy, renew, track, and manage all SSL certificates within a network from a single interface. To begin, log into the Key Manager Plus interface using your credentials. If you're using an admin account, you will land at the Key Manager Plus dashboard page, which will give you the health of all the SSL certificates and SSH keys managed by Key Manager Plus. To discover SSL certificates, let's navigate to the Discovery tab in the Actions pane and click SSL to initiate the certificate discovery. Provide the host name and port number of the web server that you would like to discover. If you'd like to add multiple port numbers, you can enter the port numbers in comma-separated values. For bulk discovery, we can also make use of IP address range, from file option, or the subnet. Certificates discovered would be added to the SSL page. In order to discover certificates from your Microsoft Certificate Authority, navigate to the Discovery page, MS Certificate Store, and choose Microsoft Certificate Authority as type. Enter the server name and the Microsoft Certificate Authority name. You can either enter the credentials manually, or if you're running the ManageEngine Key Manager Plus service with a privileged account, which has enough permissions to fetch templates and discover certificates from a Microsoft Certificate Authority, we can leave this checkbox enabled. Enter the template name or click on the Get Templates button to fetch the templates. Once the templates are fetched, we can select the required templates and hit the Discover button to run the discovery scan. To discover certificates from the load balancer, choose the required load balancer from the drop-down, specify the server name, port number, user credentials, and the path of the load balancer from which certificates have to be discovered. Key Manager Plus also supports discovery of SSL certificates from certificate stores on specific Windows machines using the MS Certificate Store discovery feature. If you'd like to discover certificates from specific paths on Windows, Mac, or Linux, you can make use of the shared path discovery feature. Similarly, to discover certificates associated with users in Active Directory, we can make use of the AD user certificate. We'll also be able to discover certificates from AWS or Azure. Key Manager Plus also directly integrates with ManageEngine's MDM solution. With this integration, we will be able to discover certificates from devices which are managed by ManageEngine's MDM solution. To discover SSL certificates, we do not normally need an agent as long as the required ports and protocols are open. In case if there is a firewall or if the target servers are behind a DMZ, then we can make use of the Windows agents available in the tool to discover certificates. Windows agents have to be installed on the target servers from where you wish to discover certificates from. These are one-way agents, and the Key Manager Plus server will never try to communicate back. The agents will poll the Key Manager Plus server for jobs every 60 seconds like a heartbeat and communicate over the Key Manager Plus web server port. If you'd like to add certificates manually inside Key Manager Plus, we can navigate to SSL tab in the Actions pane, click on the Add button on the Certificates page to browse and add certificates. We can also add certificate content, key store files, certificate files, or just the certificate details to be added inside Key Manager Plus. Once the certificates are onboarded in Key Manager Plus, we can access all certificates from a single interface. The certificates could be displayed by their common name, and we can also see details like DNS name, issuer, expiry in the same page. We can also make use of the search button to search for certificates. During the SSL discovery process, Key Manager Plus would normally discover the public keys alone, except for few specific cases. So if you have the private key with you, you can very well select the certificate, click on More, and click on the Import Key button to browse and import the private key. To access the certificate details, you can click on the certificate name from the SSL page, from where you can see the root intermediate certificates as well. Also, the password of the SSL certificate can be securely accessed from the same page. To export the certificate in the required format, you can click on the export button present on the top right in the same page. We can also export certificates from the SSL page by clicking on the Key Store button present on the far right side of the certificate. If the discovered certificate is a wildcard set and was discovered from multiple resources, we can click on the Multiple Servers button present on the far right to identify the servers from where the certificates was discovered from. Certificates due for expiry will be listed on the SSL page and their validity or color-coded. Certificates expiring within 30 days will be marked in orange, and certificates expired would be marked in red. Similarly, we'll also be able to access the domain expiration details next to the associated certificates. Email alerts for expiring certificates can be configured by navigating to Settings, Notification, Expiry. From the notification policy page, the alerts and the duration of the alerts that needs to be configured is customizable. Notifications can also be configured through syslog or SNMP in Key Manager Plus. Alerts can also be configured for expiring domains, SSH keys, and PGP keys. Certificate expiry alerts for Key Manager Plus can also be created as incidents or tickets in the ticketing systems like ManageEngine Service Desk Plus and ServiceNow. This configuration can be enabled by navigating to Settings, Other Settings, Ticketing System. Key Manager Plus directly integrates with major third-party signing authorities that are listed in this integration page. This is purely an API integration to facilitate certificate management, and we do not collect your credit card details or wallet information in Key Manager Plus. To integrate with the third-party signing authority, simply click on the vendor name, click on the Manage button, and click on Add to provide the required details. These requirements may vary for different vendors, but the integration is pretty straightforward. Once the integration is configured, click on More, Import Orders to import all the existing orders and certificates. For the third-party vendors with whom Key Manager Plus does not integrate with, and from whom you wish to manage the certificates, you can make use of the Acme integration. To configure Acme integration, please navigate to Settings, SSL, Acme to perform the integration. Certificates due for renewal can either be manually renewed or automated. To manually renew certificates, navigate to the SSL page, select the certificate, and click on Renew. If it is a self-signed certificate, you will be asked to provide the validity alone to renew it. If the cert was signed from MSCA, all the details will be pre-populated and we need to just click on the Renew button to proceed further. These details will be captured by Key Manager Plus while discovering these certificates from the Microsoft Certificate Authority. Please make sure that you're running the ManageEngine Key Manager Plus service with a privileged account, which has enough permissions to renew the certificate. For certificates signed through public CAs, we can navigate to the integrations page, click on the vendor, Select the order and hit the Renew Certificate button. You can also create new orders, renew certificates, reissue certificates, or revoke certificates from the same page. Once the certificates are renewed, Key Manager Plus supports multiple deployment options to push certificates to the targets. Certificates can be deployed to Windows or Linux servers, which is equal to a file transfer. Certificates can also be installed on certificate stores or IIS, pushed to browsers, pushed to mobile devices using ManageEngine's MDM solution, deploy certificates to AWS ACM, load balancers, or even perform IIS binding. After providing the required server name and credentials, provide a temporary path where the certificates can be placed for a few seconds, and we can either click on Get Sites and Bindings or enter the site name manually. Once the sites are listed, edit a particular site to bind the certificate, and you can also choose to restart the site. Expiring certificates can also be auto-renewed and auto-deployed using Key Manager Plus. If the certs are self-signed, root-signed, signed using Key Manager Plus Private CA, or signed by your Microsoft Certificate Authority, navigate to Settings, SSL, Certificate Renewal, to enable the auto-renewal options and save. To enable auto-deploy after auto-renewal is configured, navigate to the SSL page, choose the required certificate, click on More, Edit, and enable the checkbox Deploy Certificate on auto-renewal and save. The target servers and its credentials have to be added in Key Manager Plus under the Deployed Servers page for the auto-deployment to work successfully. To enable the auto-renewal functionality for certificates signed by a third party, please navigate to the Integrations, choose your vendor, click on Manage, choose Auto-Renewal, enable Auto-Renewal, select the specific certificates that you would like to auto-renew, make sure the days to expire is set as per your requirement, and click Save. Key Manager Plus also supports direct integrations with Microsoft Certificate Authority, ManageEngine's MDM solution, AWS, Azure, Kubernetes, and Jenkins for your certificate management requirements. With the dedicated Microsoft Certificate Authority page, we will be able to request for new certificates, discover existing certificates from the Microsoft Certificate Authority, renew expiring certificates, or even revoke and delete certificates from Microsoft Certificate Authority. We can create new self-signed certificates from Key Manager Plus. We can navigate to SSL Certificates Create to create a new self-signed certificate. If your requirement is to generate a root certificate, you can enable this checkbox, and the advanced options will allow you to enable the key usage and extended key usage, from where you will be able to create new code signing, timestamping, or OCSP signing certificates. We'll also be able to create certificate signing requests from Key Manager Plus and send them for signing. Key Manager Plus also provides a private CA functionality wherein we can create a new root certificate using Key Manager Plus and make use of this root certificate to further sign other certificates and use it within your organization. This root certificate has to be deployed across all the servers using your GPO so that any certificate issued by the private CA would be valid. Key Manager Plus is also capable of managing SSH keys and PGP keys. To manage the SSH keys, navigate to Discovery, SSH, and provide the IP address or the host name of the Linux server that you would like to discover. We can also discover Linux servers in bulk by using the IP address range, subnet, or the from file option. The discovered Linux servers would be displayed under the SSH tab in the Actions pane. Click on the Credentials button for the specific Linux server and provide its credentials to discover the SSH keys and associated users. Providing a root account will discover all local users of the Linux servers and their SSH keys. We can also associate, disassociate keys using Key Manager Plus. SSH keys can also be rotated either on demand or according to a schedule. Key Manager Plus will also allow us to launch basic terminal sessions to the available Linux servers from the Key Manager Plus interface. To manage PGP keys, navigate to Key Vault in the Actions pane, PGP keys. From here, we can either create new PGP keys or importing existing ones that you would like to manage. Once the PGP keys are added, you can download them when required and can also have them sent through emails. The Key Vault option is to store any of your encryption keys inside the Key Manager Plus database securely. In Key Manager Plus, the Schedules feature allows users to automate various SSL and SSH key management tasks. The key actions that can be performed using the schedule includes SSL discovery automation, SSH key discovery, key rotation, SSL expiry and vulnerability scans, and reports. Each and every action that takes place in Key Manager Plus will be audited and can be accessed from the audits page. Key Manager Plus provides us with operation audit, discovery audit, schedule audit, key association, key rotation, and user audits. Dedicated reports can be generated for SSL-certifikat reports, public CA reports, SSH reports, and other common reports. SSL-certifikat reports or the other reports can be exported out as PDF or CSV and can also be emailed. That concludes our walkthrough of ManageEngine Key Manager Plus for SSL-certifikat and SSH key lifecycle management. With its centralized interface, automated workflows, and robust security features, Key Manager Plus simplifies certificate and key management, ensuring your infrastructure remains secure and compliant. If you are new to Key Manager Plus, we encourage you to try the trial version and explore its capabilities. For any questions or assistance, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you for watching.